Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Fred, and today is TpT Tuesday. I am going to show you my March recap for the month of March. So everything that I earned in March, what I made, what I sold, and goals that I had and missed. So if that's something that interests you, please stick around. My channel is all about teacher side hustle, teacherpreneur stuff, and just how I do my TpT store, how I organize things for TpT, products I make, that kind of thing. If that's something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe, give this video a like, and it just helps to push my content out so that I can connect with more teachers like you who are also selling on TpT and just build this like wonderful community that I've really, really enjoyed being in for the past 3 months. Holy cow, it's been 3 months since I joined Teachers Pay Teachers. That is so exciting. I feel like so much has happened. It's been a lot of ups and downs over the last 3 months. In January, I had a lot of time to devote to Teachers Pay Teachers. And then as things have gotten busy, during just the busier seasons of my teaching, I have put a little less focus into TPT, and it really has shown me how much it relies on you being consistent. So learning that piece has been really good. April is going to be my busiest month. And then once April is over, things kind of start a downward trajectory of busyness. Still lots of activities going on throughout the summer, but and later spring, but for the most part, it is going to get a little bit easier to make some products. So I'm going to first share with you my earnings for Teachers Pay Teachers, and then I'm going to go back and do talk to you about some of these other things. That way, if you're just here because you want to know about the money, we can get that done first. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can see everything that I have been up to for the month of March. All right, here we go. March was a slower month for me, as many of you already know if you've been watching. I only made $71.04 in March. Technically, my month earnings were higher than that, but it was this is my take-home pay for the month of March. So, but overall, still can't complain. I made $71 on things, mostly things that I had made previously. My dog just decided to be wild as soon as I started filming, which is classic. But I'm like, can you calm down, please? So yes, so this is my earnings for March. As you see, I had a very slow start to the month of March, and this was brutal. Like it was brutal. At first I was like being so dramatic, and I was like, did my store get suspended? Like what happened to me? But it was just a slow part of the month. February was much better, as you know. If you watched my February recap, I made more money in February and I sold a lot of seasonal products. One thing that I did for March, a mistake that I made, was I didn't prep any seasonal products. I had nothing for St. Patrick's Day, nothing for March Madness, nothing for Easter. So, that is what was trending on TPT, and I missed out on selling anything like that. My seasonal products in January did okay. My seasonal products in February did fantastic. So I need to make sure that I'm doing more seasonal products. If you have suggestions about what I can do seasonal wise for April, please let me know. Is just springtime stuff? I'm not really sure. So if you have ideas of like themes for products for April, I would be really grateful for some ideas. But I am looking to that. And then thinking about getting ready for what I'm going to be preparing to make it this summer. So anyway, my highest selling day was March 18th. I sold two of my larger bundles, and that really is what saved my life this month. And then towards the end of the month, I had several days of no sales again. So many of you have suggested that part of the reason my sales are slow is because it's a spring break month, which is true. Almost all spring breaks take place in March. One of the schools I work at is actually on spring break this week, but that's not my full time. So that's always really interesting. And then my other thing was I know music directors in March and April. This is competition season. So I know they're not having as many days like they were in January, February where they're traveling or they're out because they're laser focused on getting kids ready for contests, whether that's like UIL or MPA or some type of festival assessment. And even if they have devoted in the past time to do more fundamentals or music history in their classrooms, this is the time when they're really using every minute of rehearsal to prepare for that contest. So I also feel that that is probably at play for why my sales are lower as a music teacher. So that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and look at my traffic. I believe most of my traffic came from actual teachers pay teachers, and this is for, let's see, TpT emails. Most of it just people finding me in search. Actually, all of it, people finding me in search. Although I do have several of you guys come over from YouTube to peep my store, and that is so nice. Thank you. And then now I'm up to 20 followers, so I'm really grateful for that because I think it just helps, again, people do this. I have not looked at this yet, so this is gonna sting a little bit. 89th percentile. Okay. 89th percentile, my store ranking is still 89. So that's good. That means everybody must have been a little bit lower last month. I had previously been in the 90s in January. In February I was in the 89th, and then now March is the 89th. So that's very interesting. Yeah, and then that's what I have to show you. Have I worked on my blog? No, I have not worked on my blog. I just haven't had the opportunity. I have a show coming up with my students, and I am directing, choreographing, making costumes, doing all of that. That's at one of my schools. I started teaching senior English, as many of you know, which has taken up a lot of time, but products on TpT have really helped me to prepare for that, but it's more reading and more focus on that. And we're just registered to get trained to teach AP English this summer. So I'm going to do 2 trainings for AP Lit and AP Lang. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be really fun to move into that. And kind of making my primary teaching move away from music and the arts and into language arts, which is a good fun challenge for me. And I think a welcome change. I'm just ready for things to be a little bit different. So for those of you who are like brand new, my full-time job is I work as a virtual teacher online, and right now I teach fine arts, and um, so I'm teaching music appreciation, mythology, and then creative writing. And then I also have now taken on credit recovery. So I'm doing 2 elective credit recovery classes. And then one of our English teachers quit. And so I took over her senior English for the last 2 quarters. But I only had to come up with curriculum for the last quarter. So we are reading The Great Gatsby, in case you were wanted to know. And I found some really fun resources on TpT for that. And then next year I'm going to add AP Lit and AP Lang to my load. The teaching load is high, but in my school it's a little bit different because I do get more prep time. So it's a give and take. I have to manage more classes and teach more curriculum and learn more curriculum to teach, but it's worth it. So I'm going to be teaching a lot of classes next year. I am endorsed in English and fine arts, and I also am a teacher at a university. I teach theater, and I'm doing that predominantly online now. And then I direct musicals and do musical theater program at a high school here in the Denver area. So that is another job of mine. And um, then of course my TpT store. And I have been considering taking on some piano lessons. I have some big financial goals in the near future. I am really interested in purchasing a home here in Colorado. It just depends on if interest rates fall a little bit more. So that's what I'm kind of saving up for and putting all of my extra money towards, is trying to save up to purchase a home. I'm currently in an apartment, so I would really like to move into my own place. And it's very expensive to buy a house here, especially as a single person I mean, I definitely don't have one income. I have like 5 incomes, but a single person with 5 jobs that make what one teaching job should make. That's a different conversation for a different time. But trying to do everything I can to stack the odds in my favor to be successful. So that's what I'm up to. Yes. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Last week, people were really, I gave a glimpse of how I organize my Google Drive for my TpT store. So if you want a bigger tour of that or how I came up with that, or if you want me to talk about things like that, like the more admin side of TpT, I would be happy to do any videos on that. I will always keep you updated about my income and be transparent with you. My income for the year so far is in sales $462.53. My earnings from that are $368.06. So not too shabby, especially considering I've put less time into it. I'm currently sitting at, how many products do I have? I think 72 products. My goal was to try to get to 75. Actually, technically my goal was to get to 50 by March, but I bumped it up to 75 and I missed that goal a little bit. It was a little bit more, I bit off a little bit more than I can chew with everything else that I have going on. But I can get to 75 soon. I just really need to put up the products that I have half finished. So I have like 3 half finished products in my Canva right now that I just really need to like put the finishing touches on and get that done. I just need to find some time to really dedicate to the store. And then I also need to work on my banner because my banner is still a March banner. So those are some things that I'm going to be changing. I'll just share that with you really, really, really quickly so you can see. I'd like this number to go up by next week, by my next TBT Tuesday. And I would like my I would want to change this banner to a springy banner. So that is what I am up to. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and follow my TpT store and leave any comments down below. Anybody who posts their TpT store or connects with me in the comments, I'll follow your YouTube channel if you have one. And I will also follow you on Teachers Pay Teachers just because I know it helps boost engagement. Actually, I don't know what it helps having followers on TpT, but it can't hurt, right? And it's free. So I will always follow you. It's also just fun to see other people that I'm watching on YouTube and like look at their stores, even if I'm not buying it. Like I'm never going to buy a science resource, but I like looking at what the science teachers are doing and seeing the products that they make and supporting those people. History, if even if it's outside of what I teach, it's kind of just fun to see people growing their stores and growing their progress, and it makes it feel a little bit more like a community. So have a great day. That's all I've got for you today, and I will see you next Tuesday.